You are now about to witness the fitness of lack of knowledge.
Goodbye. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hi.
Hi. Bonjour.
A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
You shall not pass!
Hi. Yes, it's that time of the year again where I look back on the last 365 days in an overly long video that will reach 4 people, and one of those is you, so thank you. I make these little movies each year as much for myself and my family as the miscreants online. It is cathartic for my memory gland and my effervescent soul. At the end of 2024, I said these words.
2025 is all about the new. One last push of crazy before I can sit my weary bum down and say good fucking job.
Strap yourselves in. Grip your moistening nether regions, for the time has arrived. This is Shutter Go Click, a year in review 2025. Go! January no longer reserved for pant-laden procrastination because me and my ever-loving wife decided to birth our second child on New Year's Day. Here he is in his 4th birthday hat, turning 1. We got a dose of the white stuff, made a snow family. I took Snowball to the fruit and veg. Casey became Bumhole. We visited our new home at the Lincolnshire coast and finished the month with my first wedding of the year in the French Alps at Lac Montriond. February began with an unrequested tea bag. Sydney took his very first steps. You eat the poo-poo if you beat the horn. The gremlin looked sick of our shit. I ignored my children and focused on making some badass photos of these glorious scenes. I spent most of the month writing my presentation for Thrive Photography Conference, or should I say, making a hip-hop video entirely made from camera sounds and my own brand of gangster rap. I haven't been invited to be a keynote speaker anywhere since, and I'm not sure why. We started packing our mound of ever-loving shite into vacuous cardboard boxes ready for moving to the seaside. March was a wild ride. The kids had their ears loaded and we fed them their own hair. I did the last family shoot ever in our old home before heading to Edinburgh to talk to 150 photographers about what I do to pay for the biscuits I like. Genuinely, speaking at Thrive has to be up there with the top highlights of my 16 years of camera-toting finger wizardry. The live shoots, the adrenaline, the feeling of standing on stage with some of the greatest to ever do this. What a privilege. It was also the longest I've ever been away from my family. I came back home to the most perfect welcome before having fun with 30 fun-filled flaps. I made a very special movie called Goodbye House, the home that saw me find the love of my life and witness the birth of my children. I entered as a lost soul with lost reality and dreams. I exit as a man that has it all. In between getting ready to move, I shot more beautiful weddings. I made Casey say hippopotamus over and over.
Hippopotamus.
We went to Yorkshire Wildlife Park one last time. Casey loved it. We did one last pre-bedtime dressing room Lightning McQueen dance and said our final goodbyes to our house, to Yorkshire. An emotional moment until the movers showed up. This mustachioed Paul Chuckle was the rudest, most stressful bell end I've ever given money to. But when we finally arrived at our new Lincolnshire seaside home, the pain was worth it. Especially as April started with the Lincolnshire tradition, the welcome duck. I was excited he'd be a permanent addition to our new abode, but I've not seen him since. Miss you, old friend. The entire family got stuck into unpacking, cleaning and finding an appropriate shit drawer to store Spider-Man. Sydney got stuck in a bush, rumour has it he's still there. We did all the things that made us move to this little pocket of Lincolnshire. I made a charge station, took the obligatory we bought a new house photo, had sword fights with the family, did an Easter egg hunt before Sydney recreated his birth story. I poked his belly button and also poked my camera clicker at these glorious humans. In May we spent lots of time in the garden. I photographed more epic weddings before discovering my superpower of pointing a camera at Casey and him instantly needing a wee-wee. The kids settled in at nursery. We had a rainy day night. I talked about my giant head, choo-chooed a train tutor, made magic in Manchester and tried to mow down a baby deer. In June the kids got chicken pox and I celebrated by buying a swanky new camera. We headed to Download Festival kid-free to enjoy cloth coffee and dong filling. We came home and I saw a seal. I shot another glorious wedding, rekindled my love of aeroplanes at Duxford. Pace showed me a hidden trampoline talent before getting abused by a poisonous dwarf. My sister and the kids sleep over. I make pizza like a boss and at last make a new movie entitled Hello House. In July, not content with 2 kids, 2 dogs and myself to look after, I buy a fish tank immediately beset by 2 nudists. I photograph more eyeball water and greatness. Me and the fam head out to get food poisoning from dodgy sausage and wash out in the rain before asking why do wedding photos take so long. August began with more wedding-based goodness. Casey became a superhero. Me and Paige have sexy chat. I photograph more weddings and portraits from Yorkshire to Scotland. We look at some sunflowers. Sydney becomes Gollum.
Right there.
We get on a plane for a US road trip from Boston to Salem for Paige's birthday, then on to Vermont for this incredible lakeside wedding. This trip was easily one of the highlights of my career, even more so because I finally got to meet, drink and have a camera pork sword fight in person with my Bezzy pals in the industry, Kyle and Bianca of Oak and Iron. September we flew home and Casey had his first day at primary school. I cried in the car at drop-off while Paige remained emotionless like a stone-cold bitch. Don't be fooled by my smooth complexion and downness with the kids.
6, 7.
Because I turned 40 years old in 2025, flew a glider in the morning and Paige threw me a surprise birthday party in a teepee with those I love most. Even better were the masks depicting my own face, creating scenes that will go straight into my ever-increasing wank bank. I shot more incredible weddings. Sydney eats ice creams like an animal. I play matchy-matchy green trousers with my pal, the Primark man. We have a special date night for our first anniversary. We both got too drunk and fell asleep, making that the only date night in history. We didn't accidentally conceive a brand new baby. In October, Gary had breakfast. I photographed Hugs and Husky, said bye to Casey's small boy bed, rinsed 2p machines and old gremlin got proper baked. Bumblebee was in my kitchen before more incredible weddings. Sid said hi to cows. We picked pumpkins, ate marshmallows, photographed these beauties, and I invent the Ball Sucker 3000 to combat the ball-based bane of my life. The kids have their first school holiday. I let my brother-in-law have a turn at sucking my tiny balls. I take Casey to the cinema for the first time and round off the month with another incredible wedding. In November, I find a frickin' shark on the beach at family shoot. We headed to Cleethorpes for my mum's birthday. We go see seals at Donna Nook. Sid does Froggy. Casey gets his driving license and writes his own name. I photograph another Butte family. We put our Christmas tree up and I get a brand new Mercedes-Class Shooty Breaky. December, I photograph my last wedding of the year before Casey's 5th birthday. He gets a job as a shepherd. My wee-wee inducing superpower occurs again. We meet Santa and Mrs. Claus. Casey does the robot before a glorious Christmas day that started with Sid not caring for stocking shite. A walk on the beach and Sid absolutely not getting tired. We spend the final day of 2025 getting ready for Sid's 2nd birthday to start all over again. Another rotation around our fiery star. 2025 was indeed one last push of crazy, and I sit my weary bum down to say
Good fucking job.
change, pushing myself, but above all else a year of tilting the scales on the side of family. In 2026, after decades of using film to photograph my own family, I will be making the old the new. Interspersed with my longer form videos, I may even slap out some to please the algorithm gods. 2026 is quieter, and in some ways by choice. I might make overly long videos that will never go viral. I create for myself before anyone. I will never photograph 60 weddings a year. Work is not what I live for. I have in the past made work my life, and after carving a path in the alternative wedding photography sphere for nearly 16 years, I am finally content with my lot. My only ambitions at 40 are to see tiny dreamers seek their own joy in this often turbulent, often beautiful fucking world. Let the new kids on the block camera dance while I obsess with the romance of everyday life. This one-of-a-kind, wonderful, everyday life that every single year makes me the richest man alive.